Hi, I'm Jim Daly, president of Focus on the Family. Do you remember meeting your future spouse for the first time? What attracted you? Was it their smile, the ways they made you laugh, or how they made you feel? Those early days of dating and getting to know one another are exciting and fun. Everything was just perfect. Then real life happens. You get busy with work and kids, you're doing things at church. Of course, all these things are good, but good things can get in the way of your marriage. You don't have time for date nights or even time to talk, and the risk is your marriage becomes nothing more than a business relationship. What you need to do is recapture that old spark and take your marriage back to those fun and loving days. And that's our goal with today's Perfect 10 Marriage event. We've invited couples from all over the world to share their journey. They know what you're going through because they've gone through it too. They've faced the same challenges and they've learned how to keep falling in love with each other over and over again. Dr. Greg and Erin Smalley are authors, counselors, and marriage experts for Focus on the Family, and they want to help you build a strong and healthy, Christ-honoring marriage. Thanks for joining us for this Perfect 10 Marriage event. And if you're wondering about the title, I'm going to let Greg share that story.
Oh, you just had to bring that up, didn't you, Jim? Oh, man, he's talking about, I still think it's probably the most craziest conversation we've ever had in our marriage. And it happened literally 2 weeks into our marriage.
And I never in a million years thought we would be talking about it either because it wasn't that big of a deal. I was just asking a simple question. I wanted to know how I was doing as a wife. So I asked 0 to 10, how am I doing? 0, I'm the worst wife. 10, I'm the greatest wife. Where do I fall?
Simple, right, guys? So I had no idea even how to answer that. So I actually thought about it, and I thought I came up with a pretty good answer. And I said to her, honey, I'm proud to tell you that you are a 9.3. And as you could imagine, you weren't real excited about that answer.
And every woman out there gets it, that a 9.3 is like failing, essentially.
We spent about another hour debating this whole number system. And I think it ended when Erin said, she got so frustrated, she said, oh yeah? She goes, I might be a 9.3, but at least I'm not a 5 like you are.
Ouch, that wasn't very nice.
Well, as a C student though, that felt about right. You know what, as I think about that story, I think what really stands out is that I think that we all are striving for that perfect 10 marriage. We don't want the 9.3 marriage. The reality is that Erin and I are imperfect people that are married to each other. There is no perfect 10. We will never be able to get there. As a matter of fact, Erin and I really believe that if you have unwavering commitment, in other words, you are committed to each other for a lifetime. I always tell Erin, I'm with you till the end. So if you have that commitment, but then you're also committed to growing together. See, that's the key. It's not about perfection. It's not about getting that 0 to 10, that 10 marriage, although Erin is a 15 now as a wife.
We've grown a lot, and you're about a 15 as well.
So it's not about figuring out how do we have the perfect marriage. It's just accepting two imperfect people who are committed for a lifetime, who are going to keep doing things to grow together. And that's really what we want to focus on, is some areas of importance that we need to be growing in.
Today we want to encourage you and your spouse to grow in 5 main areas: communicating with each other, spending time together, dealing with conflict, sharing responsibilities, and strengthening your intimacy. Our hope is as you delve into these 5 areas, you'll grow closer together and grow closer to God through this experience.
So to unpack these 5 areas, we've invited couples from all around the world who are going to share their stories and how they've worked through these issues and how they're stronger now in their marriage.
You're not going to be just staring at a screen. We're going to include fun challenges and activities for you and your spouse to participate in together.
So before we jump into these 5 growth areas, we want to introduce you to the couples who are going to be sharing their stories.
I used to resolve conflict by crying. Every time we had a conflict, I cried. And I didn't say anything, I just cried.
And I got mad.
And he got mad, and I cried. And that didn't take us anywhere.
I think earlier on I probably didn't trust Sbu as much as I do trust him now. I trust his motives now. I trust that he's for me and he loves me. Whereas probably in the early years of our marriage and our living arrangements, I was more on defense mode because I felt like it was him and his mom and I'm just the outsider.
Initially, it was just this big blow up and I guess we were both concerned, was this going to be a track record for ever and a day? But really, the most essential element was actually confronting it and just having the conversation. It wasn't even about the grocery items, it was about what had happened and how we had engaged with that disagreement in that particular issue.
One of the things that helped me is stop winking. It's not you did this, it's I felt so. It really changed the way we argue dramatically. I felt bad when you did it so, not you are bad when you did so. Because sometimes I feel he's not caring enough for all the labels that we have, but sometimes I felt is more accepted from his side.
Intimacy increases as we get to know each other. I know now more than the day when I married Jean that she loves me. I know now with deeper assurance that Jean loves me today more than what I could even imagine, ever possibly imagine on the day of our when we got married.